Alright guys, what's going on? So today we're bringing you a tutorial, a short one anyway, of how to replace your stock radio or an aftermarket radio in the Toyota Corolla. This particular car is a 94. This is my daily beater. As you can see, I drive it on the road, but we do everything in this car. I just did a timing belt change, which I'm going to do a tutorial on that. Not an actual video of how to do it, because I've already done it, but I'm just going to tell you what you need to do and what to take off. Well, today I'm going to show you what you need to do if you're going to replace a stock radio or aftermarket radio in a Toyota Corolla. So, for starters, if you got shit plugged in, you just can unplug all that. And another thing is these little heater control knobs. Yeah, all these got to come off. As you can see, I'm already conveniently missing one. So that's cool. So we just break that off. And then someone calls my phone. And then you just break this one off. They're not actually breaking, by the way. You just gotta wiggle and jiggle until they come off. And then you gotta get a good grip on it, which I might have to set the camera. Oh, and you gotta get that crap off. You don't need that anymore. And the radio itself, you just break that faceplate off. And then you're gonna want to take your hand and get a grip on this bottom piece. Sometimes there's screws, mine are conveniently missing. So you ain't even gotta worry about that no more. But let me set this down for a second. Alright, now, what I just did was I grabbed here and here with both my hands, and you just wiggle and pull and shake until it pops loose, and then you just pop all the controls out. Now be careful, because your AC button is going to come out. Well, mine does anyway. I don't know if yours is, but it'll pop out. So you take that out and you just throw it. You don't need it no more. It's almost winter time. We don't need AC. So then you just wiggle and jiggle till this whole fucking thing comes out. Now, another important thing is there are connectors down here that run your clock, your hazards, and your rear defrost if you have a rear defrost car. This is very stupid, but Toyota designed this so that when you unplug these, if you do not plug those back in, your lights will not work, your turn signals will not work, your brake lights will not work, and sometimes none of the instrumentation will work. So if you're like me and you're halfway through putting a new radio in your car, you realize that you don't have the right bracket, so you just leave this piece off, and you're going to go up the street to the parts store to get what you need, and you're driving there and you realize you have nothing other than an engine and transmission, and you're trying to figure out why all your electrical shit isn't working. It's because the whole computer and everything runs through the clock and the hazards, so nothing is going to fucking work if you don't make sure that it's plugged back in. So even if you don't not going to run the radio, you need to make sure all this shit is plugged back in. So hold on a second, let me set y'all down so that I can unplug all this stupid crap. Which, it's kind of a pain to get to, so you just got to do your best. Alright, those are the 3 plugs I was talking about. Make sure those get plugged back into these ports here. Otherwise, nothing is going to fucking work on the car. Next, we got to unplug the factory radio. This is an aftermarket radio. And now it is free from the console. As you can see, you have a nice ugly mess there. And now I've got my aftermarket radio and my whole console piece, which these are like 20 bucks at a junkyard for the new console piece. So try not to break them. I mean, 20 bucks might not be nothing to somebody, but when you don't have money to do that kind of stuff like I do, then it is going to cost you. So try not to break it. If you do break it, oh well. Now you're just going to wiggle your other radio out. Now, another thing, if you're replacing the stock radio in your Toyota, and you go to put your new aftermarket radio in there, you're going to notice something, like I did. This is my aftermarket piece of crap dual radio that we're going to be replacing with an Alpine. This is just a normal size radio. You're going to go to slide it in there, and it's not going to go in this piece. I've already fixed mine. Toyota, the stock radio that came in these cars was a very small radio. And an aftermarket radio is not going to fit in there. What you're going to have to do is get you a file and you're going to have to file all this down around here. You're going to want to file both sides evenly, and the top and the bottom. Now, I pretty much did most of my filing on the bottom so you wouldn't see the rugged lip. But you have plenty of space in here to do your filing and get all that taken care of. So don't worry about running out of room. You've got plenty to do it. But a doubled-in radio will not fit in here, as you can see, unless you want to cut into this and way down here, which I've got a doubled-in radio that I wanted to put in this car, but it will not fit, so we're just putting another one of these in here. So anyway, you just have to file that down if you're replacing the stock radio. If you're replacing an aftermarket radio, then it's probably already been done for you. But you do have to file all that down, blah, blah, blah. And in another video, if y'all need to see it, I don't know if y'all need to see it or not, post a comment if you need to see it, on how to replace your antenna if your radio is picking up very crappily and cutting in and out like mine does, because my antenna's bad. So we're going to be replacing that antenna some point in the future. I don't know when. Don't ask me when. I'm not sure yet. It really depends on if y'all even need to see it. But yeah, that's how to get the stock or aftermarket radio out of your Toyota Corolla. Now all you got to do is go buy a wiring harness and slap your new radio in and get your tunes jamming. So that's what I'm going to go do next, is get my new radio, and we're going to wire that bad boy in and have some cool tunes. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Sorry, I'm not going to show it putting it back in, because it's the same process in reverse. You just plug all that in, plug all your connectors into the back of this, wiggle it back on, put all your, make sure you get all these lined back up, and then you just essentially just put your little covers back on, and don't forget to put the AC button back in, and then you put your AC button back in, and you're good to go. Alright guys, thanks for watching.